Greetings, programs. This is Wretch, and welcome back to Caverns of the Snow Witch. So here's the situation. We are now in the Snow Witch's cave system. We've had some misadventures. We have 6 stamina out of 20, which is no bueno. 11 skill and 9 luck. So I guess we're going to go ahead and use some of our provisions. All we have is a sword, a backpack, and a little bit of leather armor. So let's see what these provisions can do. Oh, nice! It heals us up by 4. Let's do 2 more, and we'll have 5 provisions left, and our stamina's at 18. We still have 11 skill, and our luck is still in good shape too. So we ended at a T-junction, and to the left we can hear cries for help. So let's go ahead and turn left and see what exactly is going on here. The tunnel ends at the edge of a pit, out of which a dwarf is trying to climb, but keeps on slipping back. The floor of the pit is covered with large ice boulders which have crashed down from a shaft above the pit. One lands on the dwarf's shoulders, and you hear wild cheers from the top of the shaft as he tumbles to the floor. The dwarf sees you and shouts, "Curse you, stranger, if you do not aid me. I see that you're not wearing a collar." If you wish to help the dwarf out of the pit, sure, why not? You lie down and lean over the edge of the pit and tell the dwarf to grab your arm. Much to the annoyance of the spectators above, the dwarf escapes from the pit. You run together back to the junction where the dwarf turns right. You tell the dwarf that you intend to carry straight on to find the Snow Witch, as turning right will lead you back to the Hall of Worship. The dwarf tells you that he must escape quickly and return to his village now that he is free. He thanks you for helping him and hands you a leather bag, then runs off. But before he disappears, he turns and shouts, "Beware the white rat." You open the leather bag and find a sling and 3 iron balls. You pack them away and set off along the tunnel. Ah! So we have a slingshot, that's good. The tunnel... The tunnel through the glacier soon leads into the mountainside itself, and the walls change from ice to bare rock. You enter a large cavern which has 3 other exits leading from it. One to your left, one to your right, and the main one carved as a giant skull lying directly opposite. As you enter, an ugly robed man steps out of the mouth of the skull, holding a glass prism in his outstretched hands. He commands you to turn back, as only the Snow Witch's personal servants are allowed inside the mountain. If you have a magic flute, you may wish to tell him that you have been asked to come and play it for the Snow Witch, which we do not have, so let's go ahead and attack this guy with our sword. The ugly man sneers as you draw your sword. He rubs the prism, and suddenly 3 identical images of himself appear. They walk towards you. Each one has a dagger raised in his right hand. 2 of the images must be illusions, but which one will you strike with your sword? Uh-oh. Yeah, this is definitely a bookmarking incident. Let's not go back. Let's add a bookmark. Let's strike the man to the left. The illusionist laughs out loud as your sword merely cuts through one of his images and his dagger plunges into your shoulder. You lose 2 stamina points. Yeah. Well, we're still alive. The illusionist withdraws his dagger and his 3 mages prepare to strike you again. You decide to swipe your blade across all of the images and attempt to strike the real illusionist. Couldn't I have done this already? Test the luck. And we are lucky. The illusionist screams in pain as your sword cuts into his side. He drops to the floor as his other 2 images fade away. As you step over him, he starts to laugh and stands up, his wound completely healed. If you wish to thrust your sword at him again, turn to 261. If you wish to try to smash his prism, turn to 72. Well, the sword didn't work, and the prism is probably the source of all of his magical power, so let's do that. You pretend to give up the fight and then suddenly leap at the illusionist. Catching him momentarily off guard, you manage to snatch the prism out of his hands and throw it to the floor. It shatters into tiny pieces, and the illusionist turns and flees into the skull mouth, screaming at the top of his voice. Smoke rises from the shattered fragments of the prism and forms himself into the shape of a bald, fat man. A genie. Hovering in midair, he bows and thanks you for releasing him. He tells you that if you call on him, he will make you invisible, just once, as a token of his gratitude. Without saying another word, the image shimmers and disappears. You now have to decide which way to head. Sick. He's a very specialized genie, but... Will you enter the tunnel to your left, enter the tunnel with the skull mouth, or enter the tunnel to your right? Well, If the sorcerer headed into the skull mouth, then chances are really, really good that he is summoning help because he was screaming like a banshee. So let's go ahead and head left. Left seems to be the theme for this episode. As soon as you step into the tunnel, an iron grill drops down behind you, barring your retreat. It's impossible to lift, and there is nothing you can do but find what lies at the end of the tunnel. Oh dear. Have we found the Rancor Pit? You soon arrive at an iron door which blocks your way forward. Beyond the iron door, the tunnel turns to the right. If you possess a key, turn to 165. If you do not possess a key, turn to 393. You are trapped inside the mountain tunnels. You know that it will not be long before the Snow Witch's guards discover you and condemn you to a life of slavery. You have failed in your mission. The end. Alrighty. Well, I didn't bookmark that junction, did I? Oh, crap. Alright, let's head back here. Yep. Oh, well, we can go ahead and try and strike the mage again. How about the guy to the right? Ah! Hit the true illusionist on your first try. Yes, first try. Of course. The illusionist screams in pain as your sword cuts into his side. He drops to the floor as his two other images. Now we smash the prism. And now we get to decide which way. Now we get to bookmark. There we are. So left didn't assist us. Let's try right. As you step into the tunnel, an iron grill drops down behind you, barring your retreat. It is impossible to lift, and there's nothing you can do but find out what lies at the end of the tunnel. You soon arrive at another iron grill which blocks your way forward. Beyond that grill, the tunnels turn left. On the wall opposite, you see a knob which you realize must be pressed to lift the iron grill. Unfortunately, it's beyond your reach, even if you stretch out with your sword. And if you have one or more daggers, turn to 234. Are we stuck again? Yes, we are stuck again. Well then, into the mouth of the skull it is. We have no other choices because we have no other gear. Alright. So, right into the maw. Frost, ice, snow. Find all enemies with these words in their name. Oh, cool. The tunnel soon leads to another cavern where you see a huge white-bearded man wearing white furs, lifting a wooden chest onto a high shelf. He's a frost giant. There's only one other exit out of this lair, via a tunnel in the opposite wall. If you wish to run through his lair into the tunnel opposite, turn to 243. If you wish to attack him, turn to 112. This would be a really good time to call on the genie. Is there any way to call on the genie? We'll turn... Oh, it's not going to give me the option. Let's try and run through his lair, but I do kind of want... Let's see here. You wait until the frost giant has his back to you and then run through his lair. You reach the next tunnel before the slow-moving giant realizes what is happening, but you do not stop running. You know what? I am going to go ahead and go back to that. I want to see what he has in that chest. So, let's go ahead and attack him. The frost giant has not yet noticed you. His face is creased as he concentrates on his task, oblivious to anything around him. If you have a sling and wish to use it against the frost giant, turn to 373. Why not? It worked for David. You place an iron ball in the sling and twirl it around your head before releasing it at the frost giant. It is the same or less than our skill score. And what's our skill? Our skill is... Alright, so... As long as we don't roll double sixes, we're fine. The iron ball flies through the air and hits the frost giant on the temple. His huge frame crumples to the floor like a house of cards. The wooden chest he was lifting breaks open and spills its contents. You find 3 ornate rings and a cracked bottle which emits a sweet, scented odor. Oh, we can try on some of the rings. That is a bookmark-worthy thing. Well, hopefully none of these belong to a man called Sauron. You have rubbed the bottle and sniffed your fingers. You decide that it's only perfume inside. You examine the 3 rings and decide which one to put on your finger. Gold ring, silver ring, copper ring. The gold ring's too obvious. We're going to ignore that. Let's try the silver ring, the nice middle ground. You are now... Oh crap, you are now wearing a ring which drains your life force. Why would you have that? The total will be deducted from your stamina score. Ew. You are left with 11 stamina. I'll tell you what. Let's go back. That was very unfortunate. Let's try the copper ring. You are now wearing a magic ring which has the power to summon a warrior to your aid only once, and you gain +1 luck point. Okay, that's better. Let's go ahead and bookmark that. And if you've not already done so, you may either put on the gold ring or the silver ring. Well, we know to avoid the silver ring. Let's try the gold ring. Put a ring on it. Try all 3 of the rings. You are now wearing a magic ring which will enable its wearer to resist the effects of freezing cold, and you gain 1 luck point. Nice. So the first one I checked was the only bad option. Love it. So let's go ahead and walk through the next tunnel. You soon arrive at a crossroads in the tunnel. However, you have no time to examine the left and right branches as a strange humanoid is advancing towards you from straight ahead. Ooh, Ice Knight. Before you stands a crystal warrior. Oh, my bad. One of the Snow Witch's personal guardians who has been sent to deal with you. He's made of quartz, which has been animated by the Snow Witch's sorcery. Edged weapons will not harm the crystal warrior. Your sword is useless. If you possess a warhammer, you may succeed in smashing the crystal warrior to pieces. I do not possess a warhammer, unfortunately. You clutch your weapon tighter as you review your options. If you rescue the genie from the prism, you may call on him now. Ah, okay. The genie appears, hovering above the crystal warrior. He snaps his fingers and you immediately become invisible. The crystal warrior punches the air with its rough, quartz fists, but you're able to slip by him unnoticed. By the time the invisibility spell wears off, you are well away from your adversary. Further on, the tunnel ends at another T-junction. Well, crap. Alright, so far so good. I'll tell you what, we kept on going left and that's never worked for us. Let's go left again. Oh, the tunnel ends at a wooden door which opens when you turn the handle. You walk into a massive high-ceiling chamber which ends in a wall of ice. In the center of the chamber is an open marble sarcophagus with its lid propped up against its side. A white rat suddenly jumps out of the sarcophagus and runs towards you. It stops in front of you and starts to grow and change shape. Oh, crap. If you possess any ground minotaur horn, turn to 52. Where would I get that? If not, turn to 223. The creature soon towers above, holy crap, and develops a rough white reptilian skin. Its neck extends to support a giant head with smoking nostrils and wings protrude from its back. Before you stands an ancient white dragon. From its gaping maw issues a stream of freezing cold breath aimed straight at you. You brace yourself for the chilling blast. I'm about to die. In leaping out of the way of the icy breath, you discover the gold ring protects you from this attack and weakens the dragon by removing 2 skill. Ooh, huzzah! Thank you, Golden Ring. Let's fight. Okay, we have 11 skill to 9 skill. And we have much higher stamina. Good. White Dragon's hit. That's still gonna get us the day. Good. Let's keep her going. Oh, we are owning this dragon, guys. There's a... we missed. Ah, let's pop him up. Nope. We're gonna get hit that time. White Dragon hits you, test your luck. I'm not gonna test the luck. There we go. Gotta hit that table, pop those dice up. Oh, that's not good. Ow. Pop it. That worked. One more shot, I'll work. Come on. Got him. And you are triumphant. Cool. Intrigued by the open sarcophagus, you decide to walk over to examine it. As you approach the sarcophagus, a woman's eerie laughter echoes round the chamber. A beautiful woman wearing white fur slowly rises out of the sarcophagus, and when she smiles, you see the telltale fangs and realize with horror that the Snow Witch is a vampire. Oh dear. So now we are in some Castlevania territory. I don't have any garlic. The Snow Witch climbs out of the sarcophagus and walks towards you with her mouth wide open. Her gaze is powerful and you hear a voice in your head telling you to drop your sword and loosen your collar. Roll 2 dice. If the total is same or less than your skill, Yeah, we definitely passed the skill check. That's good. Okay. You quickly gather your thoughts and remember that a vampire can only be killed by driving a stake through its heart. If you possess a carved rune stick, we are running into all the bad places, and we are having none of the good things. So let's turn to 121. You panic as you realize you are not carrying the weapons needed to slay a vampire. The Snow Witch gradually gains control of your mind and forces you to bare your neck in readiness for her to drink your blood. You will be her servant forever in the world of the undead. The end. Well then, we know a little bit about the Snow Witch today. Let's go back to a previous point. And that was the dragon, right? Yeah, that was the dragon. So let's go to 14, because we had that... We kept on going left. Let's go right now this time. The tunnel ends at a wooden door which is locked. You press your ear to it and hear the sound of feet slowly shuffling across the floor. I would like to knock down the door and use its splinters on the Snow Witch, please. Yeah, let's go ahead and knock on the door. A man comes to the door. His skin is a sickly gray-white color. His vacant eyes and slow movements are definitely those of a mindless zombie. Well, let's go ahead and attack him. The zombie picks up a club behind the door and shuffles forward to fight you. You may escape after 2 attack rounds by running back to the junction and going straight on down the tunnel. We shall fight! We have much higher skill. Hop! Oh, I should have... That was my bad. That actually could have messed me up. Fight on. And wow. That could have done it right there. Got him. Why would I want to run? Alright, let's turn to 200. The zombie was probably in charge of the storeroom that the door opens into. Jars and bottles of various shapes and sizes line the walls, and many boxes and barrels are stacked up on the floor. You search quickly through them and find little of interest except for a jar of ground minotaur horn, some garlic, a box full of teeth, a jar of pickled lizard tails, and 4 large dragon eggs. Oh, you may only take 3 of the items. Okay. Let us go with garlic. I have a feeling this will be important. A box of teeth. I don't know what the jar of pickled lizard tails would be for. Let's go with the box of teeth. Actually, hold on. This is a bookmark time, isn't it? Yes, it is. The ground minotaur horn, that was... I don't remember what that was for. Let's go ahead and just grab it. I think that's for the rat, isn't it? And dragon eggs. Dragon eggs are always good. Leaving the room, you walk back to the junction and head straight on down the tunnel. Alrighty. And here comes the white rat, and we have the ground minotaur horn. Remember an old legend to your benefit. Bedtime stories. Huzzah. You remember an old legend that ground minotaur horn is the only substance that can stop a metamorphosis spell from working. You quickly sprinkle all of the powder on the growing creature, and relax a little as it shrinks back to a white rat again. The legend was true. Intrigued by the open sarcophagus, you decide to walk over and examine it. Hello there, Snow Witch. It is nice to see you again. I have some garlic for you. The Snow Witch recoils from the garlic, giving you time to think. You know that a vampire... Yep, we're not going to be able because we do not have a stake. And we are made an undead servant once again. A Renfield. This has not been a good run for us. So, I'll tell you what we're going to do, guys. Let us go back just a few more little junctions here. Cold stew. Oh, whoops. I went way back. Let's see here. We've got 214. What was the last one here? The silver rings. Okay. So, let's go to 130. And that's the luck ring. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. It may be kind of bad to do what we're going to do here with the... Just keep on going back until we find a stake. I think that'd be a little bit unfair, so I'll tell you what we're going to do. In the next episode, we're going to start all the way from the beginning. We're going to start from the beginning, we're going to take some alternate routes and maybe get some of the stuff that we actually need, and we're just going to have a whole other adventure, and this time we will not turn left. But I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you liked the episode, go ahead and click like down below, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, that'd be a big help, and we will see you next time. Later days, everyone.